Morning, guys. So, road to the Chile Half Marathon. I get it. It's March in Canada, which means it's cold still. And it's called the Chile Half Marathon. So, right away, I know it's going to be cold when I do it. However, October is supposed to be windy cold, not frosty cold. It's going to be a long training season. Let's get to it. Hey guys, so I'm going to be going over the training goals and my actual breakdown of training plan and what I'm trying to accomplish with my training. So that's what we're going over in this video. See you guys in a bit. Hey guys, welcome to episode 2. Not too exciting this time. Unfortunately, I got hit with a little bit of a cold and I'm just trying to take it easy so I can blow past it and get back to training. So I figured why not spend this episode just going over some running goals of mine and figure out what kind of pace I'm working on and try and explain where I'm going with my training. So obviously with that in mind, I'm currently studying how fast I used to run, how fast I'm currently running, and improving my pace. One of the ways I was doing that before was I was just doing a lot of track work, just doing 400-meter laps around the track and running at a certain pace. So running at a certain pace meant if I did the math, I could figure out what my kilometer split would be, multiply that, and figure out the distance I'm running, and then I know roughly what I'd be able to finish that distance, run, race, whatever. I'd be able to finish that event in a specific amount of time. So obviously you start with 400-meter laps, then you do 800-meter laps, and you do 12, then you do 1600 meters, and you keep repeating it until you're comfortable running the distance and or going on a continuous run and holding that pace. So obviously that's knowing that for your goals you need a certain pace, and if you're not at that pace, it means for your goals you're improving that certain pace, or for your goals you're tracking your pace and making sure you're maintaining it. So obviously there are a lot of things we could do other than just backtracking your math and figuring out, okay, how long am I trying to run the race in? Okay, how long is half that? How long is a 400-meter version of that? What's my pace? And I'll build up to it. That's obviously one way to do it. The other way to do it is literally to just continuously work on improving your VO2 max and your lactate threshold and improving your anaerobic and aerobic capacity in terms of how easy it is for your body to run at that speed for that distance. And by improving that, that means you can run at a slower speed for a longer amount of time. So if you train your body to push a lot harder and you get comfortable with it, then when you slow down to your actual race pace, you're comfortable in it long enough to make a significant improvement in your time. But for now, I'm just going to break down my strategy for improving my running time. It's been working for me at the beginning of the summer, which is just figuring out the time I want to run, how fast I need to run it, and get used to that speed and that pace. Anyway, guys, check it out. See you in a bit. Alright, guys, so I got a little breakdown here of the pace work I've figured out, and I'm just going to run through it really quick. So, the old pace I used to maintain since high school was 10 kilometers an hour. Breaking that down, you can see the numbers. This is something I definitely wanted to push to break out of. So, I decided to train this summer. At the beginning of the summer, I wanted to do 10 minutes off that pace. So that means I had to run 5-minute kilometers, which obviously after breaking it down means I was running a certain speed. So I actually skipped the next pace here. I actually skipped the 11 kilometer an hour pace because, as I told you, I wanted to hit a certain goal, and that just meant running at certain times. So I was pushing for my body to handle certain speeds. Obviously that was something I trained for, and I was definitely working towards getting used to it, and unfortunately my training did fall off throughout the beginning of summer, and then I stopped training altogether. However, during the summer when I was training at this pace, I did get pretty comfortable with it, and I even noticed that at times, without pushing myself too hard, I was actually capable of running the next pace, which is the new goal, which is running 13 kilometers an hour. So after breaking down all the numbers, running a 400-meter lap at a minute 51 seconds was something I was really close to doing regularly, if not capable of doing more often, if I gave a little bit of effort. So, training session wise, if I could continuously push myself to get there, then I could push to the next goal after, finding a comfortable pace at 13 kilometers an hour or a 400-meter lap in a minute 51 seconds. I don't know how long it would take me to get used to that pace, but the next goal in terms of my training, and this might not be this season, it might not be next season, I don't know how long it would take me to get there, but to shave off another 8 or 9 seconds, roughly, to get to the 14 kilometer an hour mark, which would, ideally, that would be probably a really, really good pace for me if I could push to that limit and get my body to that goal. But that's also just in all the training and having goals that you're pushing yourself for and things you want to accomplish. I figured if I could actually push past that and, achieve something that is very far from where I am right now, then that would be something I could obviously keep attaining for and striving for, and that would push me a lot. And although it's obviously outside of my current standard of fitness and my ability to do so, the ultimate goal of running 15 kilometers an hour would be very, very impressive for me, and it would obviously take a lot of dedication and focus and time and planning. So that would be ultimately what I'm working towards planning here in terms of working on my pace work and, what my goals are for maintaining the speed. Obviously, after reaching these speeds in the 400-meter laps, the goal is to then learn to maintain this pace for longer distances. So once I get comfortable running it 400-meter laps 10 times, then I do 800-meter laps. And when I can handle that 10 times, I do 1,600-meter laps, or as the math goes. So I would keep adding laps and keep adding distances to get my body used to running at this speed. So there you go, guys. A little insight to my training goals, my training plan. Doing the math, that means that if I run a pace of at least 5:27 or less, I should be fine for beating my time of under 2 hours to complete the half marathon. So for me right now, that's all I'm going to focus on, getting used to that pace. I might mix up my training and see what are the best ways for me to increase my pace or my aerobic or anaerobic capacity, thresholds, that kind of thing. But for now, it's all about getting better. A lot of rest and recovery, lots of water, and lots of sleep. So, until next time, stay healthy and keep running.